Hey everyone, welcome back to Aviation Talk, and today I'm going to be showing you guys the full takeoff and initial climb procedure on the 320. And we're going to be performing a flaps 3 departure and with also the packs off. We can also take off at flaps 1, but in this video I'm going to show you the procedure with the packs off. I think it's a little bit more interesting. How the flap scheduling works in the 320.
So we've got some speeds here, which are aft speed, aft speed, and green dot.
Aft speed is the speed which you will be retracting your flaps to flaps 1. So it doesn't matter if you're with flaps 3 or flaps 2, you're going to retract straight to flaps 1. So even though if you got flaps 3, just like we have today here in this scenario, we're going to be retracting all the way to flaps 1. You don't have to do 3 to 1. It's 3 straight to flaps 1. And we will also allow the aircraft to accelerate to aft speed.
And then retract the flaps 1 to flaps 0. So basically that's how you handle the flaps in the A320.
Green dot is the clean speed. It's the best L over D, lift over drag ratio speed. Knowing that, I'm going to also be presenting to you guys a very cool function called ARS, Automatic Retraction System, which means when we select flaps 1 in the 320 on the ground and below 210 knots, I'm going to show you guys for you guys to see a little bit better. We got this odd configuration here, which is called 1 plus F, which means we have a little bit of flap and a little bit of slat as well. And go back to flaps 3. Okay. So that function is, if we allow the aircraft to accelerate above 210 knots with 1 plus F configuration, the aircraft will automatic retract just the flaps and keep the slats. That will help us on our flap retraction when the aircraft is quite heavy. Because, let's see here on the placard to help you guys understand a little bit better. 1 plus F, our maximum speed is going to be 215. So let's imagine that our aft speed is higher because the aircraft is quite heavy. Let's say that is 215, for example. Well, how in the world are we going to be retracting the flaps without overspeeding the flaps? Well, it's almost impossible because we got to wait aft speed to retract the flaps. So with the automatic flap retraction system, what will happen? We're going to accelerate until 210. The aircraft will retract only the flaps, keep the slats. We're going to change from 1 plus F to 1 configuration. In our maximum speed now is going to go from 215 to 230. So we're going to gain 15 knots to allow us to retract the flaps. That function on the 321, you basically use on every takeoff. Okay, without further ado, let's go. Okay, parking brake off. I'm going to set everything on here because it's very hard to do all the flows and taxi the aircraft at the same time. So, packs off. 1 and 2. Okay, strobe lights. Takeoff lights on. Transponder on. And the PA. This is according to company policy. Okay, let's go.
Line up checklist. Takeoff runway 10 left. TCAS, TA array. Packs 1 and 2 off. Departure change not applicable. Line up checklist complete.
Another very interesting thing in the takeoff procedure in the 320. We're going to be applying half side stick deflection forward, just like this, as you can see here in my PFD, until we reach 80 knots. From 80 knots, we're going to be releasing a side stick to neutral before reaching 100 knots. So half deflection, 80 knots, slowly bringing to neutral until we reach 100 knots. That is to reduce a little bit the nose-up tendency that every wing mountain engine has. So every time we apply a higher thrust, we're going to have a slight pitch up moment. So that is to reduce that tendency and gives us a little bit more of directional control. Since in low speeds, our rudder is not very effective because we don't have as much speed. So we controlling the aircraft basically using our nose wheel. And another very interesting thing, that cross over here is not necessarily the position of the flight controls, but is the position of the side stick. As you can see, the flight controls has a slight delay. Okay, so let's go. Takeoff. Elapsed time 50% to ensure that both engines are symmetrical. And let's go. Takeoff. Okay, Manflex 61 SRS runway auto thrust blue. Thrust set. Bringing to neutral. Okay, 100 knots. Checked. A little bit windy here. V1. Rotate. Positive climb. Gear up. Nav. 100 feet. Autopilot 2 on. Wait for the lever climb. Thrust climb. Climb. Auto thrust. When we set the thrust lever to climb, we turn on the first pack. Wait 10 seconds to turn on the second one. Okay, the speed is greater than F speed, so flaps 1. Speed check. Flaps 1. Okay, we got 10 seconds. Pack 2 on. We allow the aircraft to accelerate above S speed. As I told you guys, I'm going to allow the aircraft to accelerate all the way to 210 to show you how the automatic retraction function works. Okay, we're ready above the S speed, so we are able to retract the flap to 0, but we're not going to do that to show you guys. Okay, 210, it's almost there. Watch the flaps. Watch the flaps. Watch the flaps. Okay, now we've got flaps to 0, but slats to 1. And now, flaps 0. We check. Flaps 0. And now let's go for the flow. Retract. Ensure the gear is up. And lights are up. Okay, we're done. That's the takeoff procedure. Hope you guys enjoy and see you next time. Thank you.